Here's a big truth about you. You actually don't care to sell your book. You actually don't care to get your book in front of readers. Sounds pretty selfish, right? Now, you might be hearing this and cursing me out saying, "Owen, what the heck are you talking about? Who are you to say that? Of course I want to sell more books and get it out in front of more readers." And honestly, I agree with you though. I know you feel that way. However, the distinction is your words are not matching your actions. Because if you actually cared about getting your book in front of your readers, you would do tons of things to actually make that happen. You would hit the road, start sharing your book in different states, different countries. You would share your book unapologetically on social media every single day for 18 months after your launch. You would get on podcasts. You would do all these amazing things to get your book out, but you're not doing those things. So the question you should be asking yourself is why? And do I actually care enough to get my book in front of readers? Because putting your book out on Amazon and just hoping for the best or hoping for all the sales to come through is a terrible strategy and it will never, ever work. So in this video, I'm gonna highlight 5 big book marketing tips and on how you can implement them today to get more readers seeing your book and sell more copies of your book. Let's dive in. And right before I do, please make sure to subscribe to the channel, like this video, and hit that notification bell. I share weekly tips, insights, and strategies through videos on how you can leverage your nonfiction book into more income and impact. I'm sharing tips and strategies that your publisher or your PR firm is not sharing. I'm revealing all that I've learned from working with over 400 nonfiction authors through many different capacities and teaching you, the listener, the viewer here, who has a new nonfiction book, or maybe the book's been out for a couple years and you want to get more sales and get more notoriety on who you are so you could earn more income and impact. And if that's not for you, then you could get the heck out of here. No, I'm just kidding. You could stay if you really want to, but truly, my videos are solely for that nonfiction business and self-help author who wrote the book to get their message out, to create more impact, to create more income, and to get it in front of more readers so that they can ascend those readers into the next steps in their ecosystem, whether that's coaching, consulting, or speaking. So book marketing tip numero uno, get reviews. Yes, this is maybe advice that you've heard about before, but truly, this is so important. At a bare minimum, I encourage all of my clients to get at least 50 Amazon reviews at the 5-star level, ideally. Then get to 100 and then grow from there. But at a minimum, we all know 50 people who could take 30 seconds out of their day to leave a genuine 5-star review sharing the good praises about your book. The reason why reviews are so important is twofold. Number one, we as consumers make buying decisions based on the reviews. When was the last time you bought something on Amazon and you bought it even though it had 1 or 2 reviews? Probably that has never ever happened unless you knew the person that was selling the product or the book. We are usually buying products that have the most reviews, the most 5-star reviews, and then we're still reading the reviews as I do. I read the 5-star and the 1-star reviews to get a good understanding of what's going on with this product and what to expect. So if you're trying to sell your book and it has 1 review, 10 reviews, you have to know that that's hurting the buying decision process for the reader. You want to make it easier for them. So getting more reviews is going to help you do that. So at a minimum, I would get 50 Amazon reviews, ideally at the 5-star level. You also want to be mindful of who you ask to leave a review because everyone online, we have this thing called a hash file. It tells the algorithms what our interests are, what our buying habits are, who we essentially are and what we're purchasing online. So if you're gonna have someone who, in Amazon's eyes, is solely a fiction reader and will only buy fiction books and they just bought your self-help book, it's gonna screw up the algorithm completely. It's gonna start showing your book to more people that look like that individual, which, as we know now, are fiction readers. So they're not gonna want your self-help book. So you wanna be mindful who you're actually asking to leave reviews on your books. You ideally want people who read the similar type of genre or different books that are similar to yours so that you're getting the same exact type of reader ecosystem to see your book. And that's a really important nuance that a lot of people trip over. It's one thing to get 50 reviews from your mom, dad, grandma, anyone under the sun, but it's another thing to have a little bit of a targeted approach to get the right people reviewing your book. So take the extra energy to fine tune who you're actually asking to review your book, and you're gonna get the results that you're desiring. And this is ultra important on another point because Amazon will boost your book organically when it notices that it's getting sales or reviews. It makes sense. They want to make more money. So they see that this book is getting traction and that more people are interacting with it. So they're going to blast that book organically out to other people, other buyers on their platform that they know would like this product. So if you're giving people the book to review that are not a good fit, it's going to show it to more people of their hash file of their buying habits, and you want to make sure that you're picking the right people to review your book. One way to find these readers is to actually go on Goodreads, and you can find the people who are reviewing the books of like-minded books, and you can reach out to them. It's not as easy as it once was. There used to be a chat function, but you should be able to friend them, and then you can have a conversation with them, and that will give you a great opportunity to interact with someone who is literally reading the same type of books that your book is all about, so you could get that exact ideal reader to consume your book too. And I have a service that offers 10 plus Amazon reviews, so if you're interested in expediting the process, or maybe you're at 40 reviews and you want to get to 50 literally in a couple days, you could reach out to me at Unleash the Knowledge on Instagram or at Owen Author Accelerator, and just DM me the word reviews in all caps and we'll get you more information. There's also two cool sites that I actually just came across in the past couple months. One is called Pubbie and the other one is called BookBite. And these tools are really interesting because they allow you to earn credits through reviewing other people's books, so you can then use those credits to have other people review your book. And it's very legitimate. It's a great business, and it doesn't tell them to leave a 5-star review exactly, or it doesn't tell them to leave a review that's already pre-written by the people who run the site. It tells them to leave a genuine, authentic review on behalf of themselves for your book. And they do encourage honest, good, genuine reviews at the 5-star level. They don't guarantee it, but more times than not, you're going to get a 4 or 5 stars, so it's definitely a step in the right direction. But it's a great way for you to support other people by reviewing their book, earning credits, and then having them review your book too. So check out Pubbie and BookBite. Those are two great tools that you can leverage to get more reviews as well. Book marketing tip number 2, get on podcasts. I am a big advocate for getting on podcasts. I have my own called The Daily Author, which I would happily have you on if you fit the mold. So reach out if you'd like to be on my show. But there's so many well-known authors who have leveraged the podcast tour route to get their word out, get their message out, get their books sold. One person in particular is James Clear. I share about this a lot on my LinkedIn, which you can go check out. James Clear got on literally 100 to 150 podcasts 6 months prior to his book launch and had them all go out on launch day, launch week, or the following month. And he created this massive thunderclap of so many people talking about his book through the podcast format. And what was interesting is he took a very deliberate approach to find the top 100 podcasts in each category that aligned with his book, Atomic Habits. And he went and found those hosts and their emails, and he sent a genuine personalized email to them speaking about how his book's message is beneficial for the audience of the podcast, not how he should toot his own horn or how he's the best thing since sliced bread. Despite having hundreds of thousands of people on his email list, he definitely came with some notoriety, but he truly positioned himself in the email to these hosts to keep in mind that they only care about their listeners, and he tailored the message towards them for that specific reason. So I would encourage you to do the same. Go to all the top 100 podcast lists that are all public access to all of us on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. Find the categories that your book aligns with within the self-help or business genre, and you can go find who those hosts are on their website or on LinkedIn or on the socials. It will take a little work to find their contact information, but it's a worthwhile play. And then you'd find their email address, and you can email them something personal, and you could get on their show. But podcasts have shown to sell tons of books. Another bonus tip is I keep hearing this from clients and other authors that James Altucher's show, who's a great author and entrepreneur, sells tons of books on his show. It's super interesting. I'm not really sure how exactly it happens, but I think he has a great community of readers following his podcast. And when he has an author on and they position the book properly, it gets them to actually go make that buying decision on Amazon. Sorry, James, if I'm inundating you with a bunch of emails, but you should totally reach out to James perhaps to get on his show. Book marketing tip number 3, build a launch team. Or if you've already launched and you have a launch team from the past, please go back and reach out to them. These are your core people. These are your inner circle. You want to be leveraging these people over and over again, giving them ways to promote your book, share your good word, introduce your book to other readers. A lot of people get fixated on trying to reach the Oprahs of the world. And sure, that might happen down the road, but before you ever try to go outside of your own zone of influence, you should be targeting the people that know, like, and trust you, the people that love you already, that you've been building relationships with for a while. And ideally, if you launched your book the proper way, you probably had 10 to 100 people or even 1,000 people who bought your book at launch day, reviewed it, supported it, and were a part of your launch team. Even though you might have already launched and months have passed or years, depending on where you're at in your publishing journey, you should go back to these people, rekindle the relationship, and talk about what they've thought about your book or if they can do anything else for you to push the book further. A big key here, though, is even though you're asking these people to do something for free and having them put some work into place, make it easy for them. Provide them with social graphics, provide them with good messaging templates so they can convey your message cleanly and not have to think about it. You pretty much want to equip them with the full marketing game plan on how they can advocate for your book to others without having to guess or stumble over their words. You want to look at these people as your initial ambassadors. They are these people living in the world that are telling people about your book, and they can live and they can act as someone on your team who can share the goodwill about your book. This is super crucial and should not be undervalued. Book marketing tip number 4, I would build on social media and build your email list as soon as possible. If you're in the manuscript writing process right now and you're listening to this and you're trying to get ahead on marketing, I'm so glad you're listening, because that is the exact right point to get started. Now, if you've already launched or you're a couple years out, that's okay. There's never a bad time to start this process. The worst thing you could do is not start. So wherever you're at in the journey, you should be starting to build your social audience and your email list today. But if you're already preparing for your book launch and you're beginning this process now, you're going to put yourself in the best place for success. And the reason why this is super valuable is because when you can validate the ideas in your book early on, you can start sharing the insights from your chapters on social media. You could create a short form post on LinkedIn talking about one of the topics and see if it gets resonated by the right people. This can allow you to validate your ideas before you actually go to publishing. And I hope this doesn't get passed over, because this is what Mark Manson, James Clear, Morgan Housel, and so many other authors have done. They've validated their book chapters or book concepts through blog posts, articles, or LinkedIn posts far before they've constructed it all into a book, which, funny enough, their books are literally just a culmination of their best performing articles and blogs. So they know the book is going to crush because it's already been validated by their ideal reader. Now, they took the time to start sharing those insights way before the book launch. If you're working on another book, or you're working on your first book, or wherever you're at in the journey, ideally, every author always will publish another book. You should do this absolutely today to start validating your ideas. But nonetheless, you should start sharing to your audience, to these readers. Speak to them. You want to talk about their pains and how you can solve them for them through your tips and strategies. You want to provide solutions for them every single day. I post every single day on my social platforms speaking to my ideal audience. It's absolutely crucial for 2024 marketing to be doing this. And then the key of even being on social media, if you're like, oh, and I hate social media, I'm so sick and tired of creating content, think about it as this. All we're trying to do with social media is to capture the mass market. It's like a big pond we're trying to fish in, and we're putting our bait into the pond to try to get the right people to nibble on our bait. However, when they get on the bait or they get on the hook, that's them getting into your email list. That's the goal here. You want to be funneling people from social media up here down to your email list so you can actually nurture them further, sell in private, and have a deeper connection with them. That's what all the bestseller authors do, is they use social media strategically to get people into their email list for something for free or a bonus, or give them sneak peeks on things you're working on. And then in there, you can actually have a deeper connection, and you're going to send them to your next paid models, perhaps, or you can offer them free copies of the newest book. You can give them a lot of incentives to be someone in your email list. And as far as social media, I would do this. Choose one social platform, and you have to check 3 of these boxes. 1, you want to find the platform where you're going to be able to build on 12 months and not get bored. Okay, so if you're a visual person, YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram are your place to play. They're predominant video platforms. If you're more of a written person, then LinkedIn, X, and Facebook are your places to play. So choose one of those, but align it with one of your strengths, whether you're a writer predominantly, which obviously you are as an author, but still, as someone like myself who likes to write, I believe I'm more of a visual person. So I love going on Instagram and YouTube and TikTok to produce my content. So find which one suits you best and choose one so you don't burn out or overwhelm yourself. Number 2, you want to make sure that that platform actually has your ideal audience on it. So if you're working with corporations, obviously LinkedIn's probably the best place to go. If you're looking for, people that like to talk about politics or crypto, then Twitter is probably a good place to go, Twitter or X. So consider where your audience is and choose that right platform that aligns with you and also aligns with your audience. So to recap there, because I did list 3, is 1, choose a platform that suits you best, choose a platform that you can build for 12 months, and choose a platform that your ideal audience is sitting on. Then spend each day producing high quality content, speaking to your ideal audience, speaking about their pains, providing solutions, and then move them into your email list. And the last tip, number 5 for book marketing, is to go to events. This is probably something you've passed over. So I am someone who loves to sit behind the computer, as that's a lot of my work. I'm always on Zoom, I'm always recording videos. However, I make it a mission to go to at least 2 in-person events, and that is truly where the magic happens. That's where you can go toes to toes, nose to nose with people and really deeply connect. Every time I've gone to an in-person event, it has always proven to have the most amazing outcomes, whether that's new friends, business connections, new clients, etc., or new ideas that people have given me. So I would totally encourage you to go to in-person events of where your people, your ideal reader, is congregating. It's a smart way for you to validate ideas, get your face out there, connect with people in person, and essentially have a new way to connect with people so you could share your book and your work further than just using social media or video. So those are the 5 book marketing tips that I think you've probably not heard about or not heard about enough, and you totally should implement. If you want to try out my 180,000 audience to get your book out there for a done-for-you book marketing campaign that we provide, I have a new offer that I just rolled out. Instead of charging my higher ticket options, which I've been doing since 2019, I've rolled out a new test drive offer. It's only $500, so I'm willing to share all the details here with you. There's, you could comment below book, and I will get you more information. I will send you the link. It's a Google Doc, super unfancy, super straight to the point, and it's a way for you to get a couple posts in front of my audience of nonfiction readers to get you to get more book sales and more visibility on your book. And the biggest thing here is it's like getting your book in front of 3 NFL stadiums, and not only anybody in the seats, but literal nonfiction readers. So that's a good way to think about what we've built with our 180,000 reader audience. So if you're looking to get more book reviews, get more people seeing your book, and push for more book sales, then we have an opportunity to work together where we could help you and give you the opportunity that you deserve. But other than that, you should totally implement these 5 tips that I just laid out. And I hope you have more book sales. I hope you amplify your influence, and best of luck, and we'll talk soon.